Hello, everybody. Welcome to race number 2 of the Allstar Offline Racing season. So we're gonna normally we go ahead and show you guys all the cars. We're gonna do that at the end of the race. We're just gonna get the race started here. Um, so the reason we're starting so early, it's 8:30 in the morning over where I'm at. The reason we're starting so early, my schedule kind of changed. So um, it has unfortunately uh, made me have to start early, which really sucks. I'm really tired and kind of asleep, but that's what we have to do this week, unfortunately. Races are still live streamed. Don't worry, we're not going anywhere. Um, so yeah, next week I probably can have the races start at 6 p.m., but I'm not sure. My schedule kind of changed all of a sudden. I did not have any time to tell you guys. Alright. Normally by like Saturday or Sunday I let you guys know, but the schedule at work was posted really late. I didn't have any time to make a video and let you guys know, so very unfortunate. I'm really sorry about that. So let me check here while we're getting loaded in. I believe that, well, yeah, we have ISM today. Next week, I believe, is Atlanta. It's taking this game a very long time to load. Alright, so, hey, not too much. How are you doing? Gonna let the cars kind of go in practice for a few minutes. See if anybody else joins. So here's the list of all the cars. There's still more after him. So race number 1 at Daytona, pretty wild. Well, not really a wild race. The truck race was really wild. The Cup race was a fairly calm race. So, that reminds me. Anybody that was in the Daytona 500 last week, I figured out why we had so many mechanical issues. It's because the car ratings were really low, and the cars could not handle the track, and that's why we had so many cars break down last week. So I am gonna change that. The Super Speedway package will be separate from all the other tracks that we race at. Let's look at some of the cars that are on track. There's the truck winner, Tavis Haken at 95. But yeah, that's why we had so many mechanical issues. So hopefully, by Talladega and by the night race at Daytona, hopefully we don't have any issues like that again. And look at the 22 down low. That's Nancy Pryor. Oh, she makes contact with the 9. Oh, crash in practice. The 19, the 14. Oh, they're still piling in. Guys, this is practice, and we are having a mess. Oh, they're still trying to get by each other. Oh, they're still wrecking. The 81 Skylar Rocha turns the 9 of Brendan Hancock. Brendan trying to go down pit road. So if that gives you guys a glimpse of what's to come, it's going to be a wild race. So once the counter at the top of the screen gets down to 5 minutes, we will start qualifying. So ISM, I think, is going to be a pretty wild race. I already saw a crash. That number 9 gets down into pit road without any more issues. That's good to see. So right now, that 53 Logan York is the fastest practice. Right now, we've got about 30 seconds left of practice, and we will begin qualifying. Here is last week's winner, the 88 Muhammad Abdullah. He ended up winning the Daytona 500 in his first start. Alright, so practice is over. Time for qualifying. Who is going to get the pole here at ISM for race number 2? So at the end of practice, Skylar Rocha, Steve Pollard. They top practice. So about 2.5, 3 minutes of qualifying, and then we'll begin. So if you're just watching this stream, or if you're gonna miss most of the race or all the race, we will have the highlight video posted later today. A sudden schedule change means that we have to start this race extremely early today. Actually starting about 9 hours early. So, sorry about that to everybody, but that's what we have to do, unfortunately. At the end of the race, if you want to go, you can see the points when we post them, but also we will show you the car ratings at the end and to show you that everybody has the same car and that this is a completely fair race. So far, that 00 of Alex Aves, first place. 19 Dylan Everheimen is second. He was second in the Daytona 500. Now the 1 of Laura Lee Wiebe, she has the pole for now. Jeremiah Dwayne second. He was very fast at Daytona. So about a minute left in qualifying, and we will start race number 2 of the Allstar Offline Racing season. So it looks like the 1 of Laura Lee Wiebe is the pole sitter. This is her second Cup start. Technically her third start altogether, or fourth start I guess it would be. She was one of the many drivers in the Halloween race that we had. But if you're talking about the All-Star Offline Racing Series, this is her second start. So Laura Lee Wiebe gets the pole. She will qualify for the shootout next season. Whoops. Oh my god, what am I doing? I'm not racing. Jeez. Hold up a sec. There we go. That's what I meant to do. So the one of Laura Lee Wiebe, pole sitter. Starting in second is that 51 of Jeremiah Dwayne. He had a very fast car at Daytona. We have the 54 Evan McCollum, the 2 of Samad Oskin. Samad Oskin's team first and second last week at Daytona. Jacob Britt starts fifth. Beside him, Dylan Eberheimen, second place at Daytona. The 43 Benjamin Wallace. The 48 Ryan Benjamin had a great run until the 43 car actually broke down in front of him and many other cars last week. The 9 of Brendan Hancock wrecked in practice. Here he starts in the top 10. 21 Sarah Rocha won the points series last season. She starts up near the front, having a good start today. Hopefully she can continue that good run. 62 of John Book, the 00 of Alex Aves. We've got the 8 of Ron Jackson, the Daytona 500 winner, Muhammad Abdullah, the 88. We have the 42 of Hunter Blade, the 12 of April Pryor, the 32 of Alex Johnson. I believe that's him, right? Austin Johnson, I'm sorry. The 3 of Tim Hoffman. We've got the 18 of Bean Wiebe, 31 Lindsey Hancock, the 11 of Alejandro Rodriguez, the 20 of Yale Carrillo, the 13 Matt Riddle, the 96 Damian Singletary, the 34 Bruiser is right up there, Tyrell Resner, let's see, Zach Cronin, Tavis Haken, Pablo West, and Alexander Jones. There's also Logan York, Logan Gentry, Robert Pollard, Axel Zurich, Callie Hancock, Skylar Rocha, Nancy Pryor, Steve Pollard, and that is the starting lineup. Man, online never gives you enough time. So the field coming down the backstretch, the newly reconfigured ISM. Laura Lee Wiebe, that one, she is going to lead the field to the green. Remember, by the halfway point, if we do not have a caution, we will throw the competition caution out. We are starting early here at ISM. We will have the highlight video posted later. In the meantime, the 1 and the 51 lead the field down to the green flag. And already 3 wide for the lead. A lot of cars fanning out down the front stretch. Here comes that 54 of Evan McCollum for the lead. They are all pushing each other up the track. Somehow they make it past that turn. Laura Lee Wiebe going to lose the lead. Evan McCollum out front. Here comes that 43 Benjamin Wallace almost into the side of Laura Lee. Jeremiah Dwayne trying to fight back on the outside. Evan McCollum gets out front. He will lead the first lap. Meanwhile, in the back here, they are racing everywhere. Sarah Roach into the wall. That's the points winner from last season. Muhammad Abdullah, the Daytona 500 winner. The 12 of April Pryor. The 31 of Lindsey Hancock. Bean Wiebe again, the 9 car involved in a heavy crash. See Alex Aves at 00 involved in a crash. Oh, lap number 2, caution flag is out. What a way to start this race. The points leader, the 88 Muhammad Abdullah, involved in a crash. You see Bean Wiebe, that 9, he is involved, heavy damage on his car. The 00 of Alex Aves is in pit road. On track here, you see the 12 April Pryor, the 31 Lindsey Hancock. Muhammad Abdullah has a lot of damage on his car. 21 of Sarah Rocha, not the way she wanted to start her race. Didn't have a great run last week at Daytona, but she did manage to finish near the top 10. So Evan McCollum, he gets out front first. Jeremiah Dwayne started second. He is back to 7th place. Benjamin Wallace started, I believe, back in, 8th place or so? He is up to 2nd. Evan McCollum started 3rd. He is up to 1st. So we'll have to see who all is out of the race. The 9 of Bean Wiebe, unfortunately, out of the race early. Have to see, or that's, not Bean Wiebe, that's Brendan Hancock, my bad. Brendan Hancock, the 9, out of the race early. Have to see if he can rebound next week at Atlanta. Unfortunate. Well, let's go back and look what happened. I mean, they were They fanned out 3, 4, maybe even 5 wide at that point. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. You see Ron Jackson below him. Oh, Bean actually hit the 21, Sarah Rocha, Alex Aves, and see Muhammad Abdullah, many other drivers involved in that. Go back and look at that again. I'm surprised there wasn't more cars involved, really. So you see the 9, Brendan Hancock. Sarah Rocha, I guess, thought she was clear. She wasn't. Hit the 9. That's actually how Muhammad Abdullah was involved. That 00, Alex Aves, had ran into the back of him. Watch from Muhammad's view. Alex was involved with the first part of the crash. Came down, hit Muhammad Abdullah. Oh, Damian Singletary, that 96, he was almost involved with that. So caution number 1 here at ISM. I believe just the 9 going to be out of the race. See the 31, Lindsey Hancock, the 21 of Sarah Rocha, the 00, Alex Aves, and the 88, Muhammad Abdullah. Also the 12, April Pryor. They are all in this race still. They got their cars repaired, back out on the track. So they will stay on the lead lap. Pace lights are off on the pace car, so next time by we will get the restart. See if we can have a better start than the original start of this race. So there will be no halfway caution. We have had a caution before the halfway point, so that is not necessary. Something about this track. Last season, 2 races left in the season, we had a crash on the first lap that took the points leader out. Today, the first crash takes the points leader with him. So we'll have to see. It's going to be interesting. We'll have a new points leader after today. 88, Muhammad Abdullah is still in this race, but he is really far back. 54, Evan McCollum leading this race. Green flag back in the air. Benjamin Wallace in second. They got a great start. Laura Lee, I think, missed a gear at first. Missed a shift. Top 2, though, they separate themselves momentarily. And they, of course, start sliding up into each other in turns of 1 and 2. Jacob Britt going to fall back a few positions. Sam Odoskin and the 51, Jeremiah Dwayne, they're making their way towards the front. Jeremiah started in second, and here he is battling for 4th. Jeremiah in 5th place, restarted 7th. Look at underneath of him, the 48, Ryan Benjamin. Ryan's had a pretty impressive season so far. Last season, Ryan did not get off to the right start. Ended up wrecking at Daytona and just had a really bad start to the season overall. Here he is battling for a top 5. His season kind of turned around last season when he won at Infineon. Ever since then, he hasn't been that bad. He has been pretty good. Meanwhile, Jeremiah Dwayne up to 4th. Look at the 32 of Austin Johnson. He is going to pass Sam Odoskin and Ryan Benjamin. Ryan, though, going to come back on the outside. I think Austin Johnson will clear him. Up front here, Evan McCollum, he is starting to pull away. But here comes that 51, Jeremiah Dwayne, battling for 3rd. I think he might take the position away from Laura Lee Weeby. There's another crash. Another crash. Who's involved? The 19 of Dylan Eberheimen. And that's the 8 of Ron Jackson. Caution flag out again here at ISM. And the 41, Tyro Resner on pit road. Some type of issue on his car. Oh, jeez Louise. 2nd caution already today. I believe these cars are coming down pit road. Possibly. Maybe not. thought they were going to work their way towards pit road. So second caution early here at ISM. Ron Jackson involved. The 19, Dylan Eberheimen. He finished second at Daytona. He is now involved in a crash. And they're not coming down pit road. I think pit road might be closed. The 19 and the 8, they both have some pretty heavy damage on their car. See the 88 without a hood. He has a ton of damage. He's just trying to hang on now and try to get as many points as he can. 41 Tyro Resner back in the race. I don't know if he's a lap down. He might be. Tyro Resner 3 laps down, so on the restart he had to pit. That's unfortunate for him. A lot of stuff happening early here at ISM. We saw a pretty calm Daytona last week, and now we're seeing a pretty much right now almost a wreck fest. Everybody's going to work their way past that 41. Well, let's go back and look at the reason for the caution. The 19 involved. That was the same place that the first caution had happened. So coming down here, I think Matt Riddle. I think that's him. Yeah, 13 Matt Riddle. Oh, no, Matt was okay. Dylan he went way too hard in that turn. Hit the 8 of Ron Jackson. Everybody did a good job at missing that crash. Happened up near the front. They were in the top 10, actually. See, again, Ron, I think, same thing as what happened with the first crash. Ron came down low like he thought he was clear. He obviously was not. Let's look at the 14 of Cody Rhodes. Let's watch his onboard shot. He almost, well, he was technically collected in this crash, but he almost got a lot of damage here. Watch this. Yeah, the right side of his car was clipped. Somehow managed to escape without any damage. So 39 cars in this race, 38 cars on the lead lap. Tyrell Resner at 41, 4 laps down. So Evan McCollum is the leader. You see we have 1 to go. So Tyrell Resner going to restart beside the leaders. Going to be interesting to see how he stacks up with the rest of these leaders. I don't think he has really any damage on his car. I think he might have had a tire down or something. He did lose a few laps. So at 54, Evan McCollum, still the race leader here today. We're about to start lap number 15. Oh, wait a sec, actually. Oh my. Just realized we only have 78 laps today. Alright, green flag back in the air here at ISM. Look at Jeremiah Dwayne on the inside. He is going to go past Benjamin Wallace for second. And possibly around that 54 for the lead. Jeremiah Dwayne battling for the lead now. 41 Tyro Resner trying to take his lap back. Him and Jeremiah working pretty well together. So Jeremiah Dwayne from 3rd to 1st on this restart. Back here you see Jacob Britt and Ryan Benjamin going past Benjamin Wallace. Benjamin Wallace going to fall back maybe even outside of the top 10 at this point. That one of Laura Lee Weeby. Look at the 13 Matt Riddle making his second start in this offline series. And a caution flag out yet again. Something happened, I think. Maybe not. No, never mind. That was a false alarm. Up the track goes that 43, Benjamin Wallace. He gets really high off of turn number 2. Benjamin gonna fall outside of the top 10. Laura Lee Weeby, look at the 2 of Sam Oskin and the 34 of Brew Zero. They are all gonna get past that 43. Benjamin Wallace falling back. He is now outside of the top 10. Matt Riddle into the side of Tyrell Resner. They made some contact. That's at the very front of the field. That could have turned him around and probably created a huge mess. Look at that 62, John Book. He's running in the top 10. Great to see that car up near the front. Up front, the 51, Jeremiah Dwayne. Evan McCollum has worked his way to second. Look at third place, that 48, Ryan Benjamin. Fourth, Austin Johnson. Fifth, Matt Riddle. Sixth place is the 42, Hunter Blade. Seventh, John Book. Eighth place, Jacob Ritt. Ninth, Sam Oskin. And battling for 10th is Brew Zero and the 43 then of Benjamin Wallace. That is your top 10. A little bit further back here, we've got some really tight racing. Everybody, for the most part, I think just trying to get to the end of this thing. Man, Ryan Benjamin at 48, he is fast. He is trying to get past Evan McCollum. Here's that 13 of Matt Riddle. Matt on the inside going to try to get by. That inside line not that fast. Oh, Evan McCollum hit the wall off of turn number 2. That's going to allow Ryan Benjamin to move up to second. Evan McCollum going to fall back to third and possibly lose some more positions. Meanwhile, Jeremiah Dwayne out front. He led a good bit of laps at Daytona. Unfortunately, near the end of the race when Benjamin Wallace broke down, Jeremiah was behind that car and he fell back quite a bit, lost the draft, and did not have a shot at winning the race. Today he is leading the race. He has a great shot at winning. Go through the tail end of the field. See Alex Aves, Muhammad Abdullah. They're all slow. These cars here, they were involved in the first and second crash. This is 96, Damian Singletary. He has fallen back quite a bit since the start of this race. Zach Cronin, that 4. The 14, Cody Rhodes. Callie Hancock, the 17. The 3 of Tim Hoffman. Had a horrible start at Daytona. He is still trying to fight towards the front. See the 20 of Yale Carrillo. Back here, Bean Weeby, the 11 of Alejandro Rodriguez. Skylar Rocher, the 81. That 38, the blue car of Axel Zero. They are racing really hard back here. Oh, up here, Pablo West and Stephen Pollard III, they made some contact. That's the 10 and the 24. Look at this, 4 wide, there's a crash. Skylar Rocha involved. The 81, he spins around right in front of the 18 of Bean Weeby. That will bring out the caution flag for the 3rd time today. Jeremiah Dwayne still leading this race. No harm, no foul on that crash. 4 wide off of turn number 2 does not work here. Most of the time, 3 wide doesn't work. So I did just realize we actually have kind of a shortened race here at ISM. It's supposed to be around 100 laps, and it's only 78. I messed up with that. That's my bad. Still, trying to get used to having 2 series this season. So, that is my bad. I'm really sorry about that. Maybe I'll make it up to you guys next week at Atlanta and run a slightly longer race than normal, just to make up for it. Next week, the Trucks and the Cup Series are both in action. 53 laps to go at this point. We've had a couple cautions already, 3 cautions. Surprised none of these leaders have elected to come down pit road. See, unfortunately for Skylar Rocha, he was turned around, involved in the 3rd crash. The 18 Bean Weeby had some really strong comments coming into ISM. He said he doesn't really like the tire package that much, and right now he is running it in the back of the field. So, 18 machine probably fuming right now. We do not want to ride with that driver. We don't want to know what he's saying in that cockpit right now. But Jeremiah Dwayne, we know what he's thinking and saying. He is very happy to be out front. Ryan Benjamin running 2nd, 3rd Matt Riddle, 4th Austin Johnson. That 41 Tyro Resner is a lap down, running in 39th position. The 42 of Hunter Blade running it in 5th. There's the 54 of Evan McCollum, pole sitter, running back in 6th. He's had a pretty good run so far. Sam Oskin running in 7th after both of his drivers on his team wrecked. He is the driver up in the top 10. John Book, that 62, running in 8th place. 9th place, Jacob Britt. 10th place, Benjamin Wallace. 11th is the 34 of Brew Zero. 12th, the 37 of Alexander Jones. We've got in 13th place the 22, Nancy Pryor. The 95, Tavis Haken. He was the truck winner last week at Daytona. The 1, Laura Lee Wiebe, she's fallen back outside of the top 10, running 15th. We've got the 77, Steve Pollard. The 10 of Pablo West. The 6 of Logan Gentry. The 24, Stephen Pollard the 3rd. The 53, Logan York. That is your top 20. Then in 21st, you have the 20 of Yale Carrillo. The 17 of Callie Hancock. You got the 52 of Robert Pollard. We have, who is that? Behind the 52 car. The 4 is Zach Cronin. 14 of Cody Rhodes. You've got the 96 Damian Singletary. And then damaged off the pace, the 12 of April Pryor. The 31 Lindsey Hancock. The 21 Sarah Rocha. Ron Jackson. The 8. 38 Axel Zero. The 19 Dylan Eberheimen. The 11 Alejandro Rodriguez. The 3 of Tim Hoffman. Skylar Rocha. Mohamed Abdullah. Alex Aves. Oh, Bean Weeby, the 18. Blowing up on this restart. So Bean Weeby's race going to end early. He's on pit road. Meanwhile, green flag back in the air. Tyro Resner on the inside trying to get one of his laps back. Jeremiah Dwayne, the leader, he is on the outside line. Look at back here. The 32 Austin Johnson, the 42 Hunter Blade, trying to get past some of these leaders. 41 does get his lap back. Look at the 13 now, Matt Riddle, trying to take the lead away from Jeremiah. Track could be slippery. We got to watch some of these cars. 18 did blow up on that restart. Tyro Resner, he got one of his laps back. If we get a quick caution and he can keep doing this, he will be in a great position. Meanwhile, Jeremiah trying to hold off the 13 of Matt Riddle. Here comes that 13. He will take the lead away from Jeremiah. Hunter Blade running now 3rd place. The 48 Ryan Benjamin falling back. Ryan restarted 2nd. He is going to probably fall outside of the top 10. Austin Johnson at 32 and the 48 make contact. Sam Oskin, that 2 car, trying to get past Ryan. See, Hunter Blade going to try to put the 41 another lap down. Man, 3-4 wide racing over here. This is in the front of the field. Sam Oskin trying to take 5th place away. Actually, no, he's running in 5th now. He's trying to take 4th place away. Right behind him, Evan McCollum. Benjamin Wallace has worked his way back up. See the 41 Tyro Resner still out front of that 13 Matt Riddle. Tyrell now 3 laps down. 18 of Bean Weeby. He lost an engine, so he is not going to be happy with that result. Caution flag out. There's a huge crash in turn number 2. Stephen Pollard, Pablo West, the 77 Steve Pollard. 6 of Logan Gentry spins out again. And that's the 20 of Yale Carrillo. Ron Jackson, more damage on his car. Heavy damage there. Axel Zero has damage. Well, that 41 Tyrell Resner got one of his laps back. Now he's only 3 laps down. If he can keep doing this, he might get himself back on the lead lap. So 3 laps down is that 41 car. Remember last week at Daytona, he was a lap down early in the race. Got his lap back on a restart after a huge crash had happened off of turn number 2. Was able to get back towards the front and have a shot at winning the race. So Tyrell trying to make the same situation happen here at ISM. So Logan Gentry, that 6 heavy damage on his car. Stephen Pollard, the 3rd, runner-up in the point series last season. Let's go back and look what happened for the 4th caution of this race. Oh, Stephen Pollard turned Steve Pollard around. That turned Pablo West around. Logan Gentry, Yale Carrillo. Ron Jackson got a huge piece of that. I think that was a kind of an accordion effect here. Let's watch Ron Jackson's view of this wreck. See the wreck happening there. I know Axel Zero, that 38 car, he tried to slow up. Ron just had nowhere to go. And unfortunate for Ron, heavy damage on his car. So they wrecked there. Logan Gentry involved. Pablo West, Yo Carrillo, Axel Zero, and the 8 of Ron Jackson. That 3 of Tim Hoffman somehow made it by. Almost collected. If he would have been collected, he would have probably had the most damage out of any of these drivers. Let's watch from Tim's view. He sees a crash happen. He's going up high, and he shoots the gap between Ron Jackson, Axel Zero, and Logan Gentry. Tim went from 34th to 28th. Oh no, Tim Hoffman. We're riding with him. Now he has issues. Tim Hoffman, mechanical issues on the inside, on the apron. So his day is going to come to an end early here at ISM. A lot of stuff happening here. 4 crashes. We've had 2 mechanical failures. In the meantime, I believe we are, oh no, we're not restarting yet. We just saw the 18 Bean Weeby retire from an engine. I think that might be the same thing. See Ron Jackson, Logan Gentry, they're out of the race. We have 35 cars left. 34 cars on the lead lap. We'll have to look and see what happened. Unfortunate start to these driver seasons. Now you see there's a 24 car on the inside line. Stephen Pollard, 3rd. He's damaged and a lap down. So he could stack up this field on the restart. And this could be a huge mess. Four laps away from the halfway point here. We've had quite the action already. We're going to ride with that 24 Stephen Pollard. Make sure he can stay up to speed, not slow any of these drivers down. Matt Riddle, the 13, Hunter Blade, 2nd. Matt Riddle is the race leader. Jeremiah Dwayne, 3rd. 4th, Austin Johnson. 5th, Sam Odoskin. That 41, Tyra Resner, going to try to get another one of his laps back. Here we go. We are in the Geico restart zone. The 13, Matt Riddle, will restart. He gets a huge jump on Tyrell. Tyrell not able to get his lap back yet. Meanwhile, Stephen Pollard very slow compared to the rest of these cars. He is probably going to create a huge mess up here. Bruiser right behind him. Matt Riddle gets by the 41 Tyrell Resner. Now battle for second. Here comes Jeremiah Dwayne back around the 42 Hunter Blade. What about that 32 Austin Johnson trying to take third place away from Hunter Blade? Sam Oskin, Benjamin Wallace, top 6 cars there. Ron Benjamin goes up high, trying to pass Stephen Pollard. Bruiser down low. There's Tavis Haken in 95. 36 Jacob Britt. Bruiser into the side of the 48. They did not crash somehow. That's at least the second car I've seen hit the 48 of Ryan Benjamin. My gosh. Stephen Pollard now kind of up to speed. He's a little slower, but not holding up these cars as much as I thought he would. Looking right behind him, Jacob Britt. Oh, the 32 Austin Johnson's around. A huge crash. Stephen Pollard, Laura Lee Weeby. Multiple cars. Laura Lee upside down. I think that was Skylar Rocha, Muhammad Abdullah, Zach Cronin, Damian Singletary. A huge crash here at ISM. The big one, Lindsey Hancock. See Laura Lee upside down, Damian Singletary. My gosh. The way these cars are running, we do not need a 100-lap race here. Damian Singletary, heavy damage on that car. Stephen Pollard, the third damage. Skylar Rocha. I believe, yeah, it's the 10 of Pablo West. 32 of Austin Johnson. Muhammad Abdullah, the 88. 19, Dylan Eberheimen, involved in their second crashes of the day. The 1, Laura Lee Weeby, heavy damage on her car. Lindsey Hancock, she was involved. Oh my gosh. We're not going to have anybody left. We are now officially halfway through this race. Way too many crashes happening here at ISM. This is our second race here at this track. We had one race in the first season, and that race, it was a pretty good race, but caution free. After the first caution, we went caution free the rest of the way. Today it has not been like that. It's been a polar opposite of that race. A lot of cars going to be retired after that wreck. We're going to have to go back and look. Well, see the 3, Tim Hoffman, fuel line again. Last week at Daytona, he retired with a fuel line issue. And today he has the same issue happen. So that team really needs to get that issue looked at. Let's go back and see what happened. That was the 32 Austin Johnson. He was running up near the front. I don't know what happened. Austin, oh, he just went up and he hit the 4200 blade and he spun himself out. And then you see, whoops, everybody involved. My gosh. Damian Singletary, I think Damian was the first car that hit him, I believe. Okay, we have to go back and look at that. No, it was Stephen Pollard. Let's go back. Let's look from a different view here. So we know Austin Johnson hit Hunter Blade and he just spun out and hit the wall. Stephen Pollard, hard damage. Laura Lee Weeby, Zach Cronin, a lot of cars. Ooh, the 19 had a huge hit. The 1, Laura Lee Weeby, upside down. Oh my gosh, huge crash here. So that is going to take out a lot of drivers. The points leader involved in a second crash today. Again, you see after Austin Johnson spun out, huge crash. Zach Cronin, the track just blocked. Laura Lee upside down, a huge crash on her car. Hopefully she's alright. But everybody just, everybody involved, it seemed like. So we're back here. Matt Riddle, 13, is the race leader. That crash happened up near the front of the field. One more lap and we will be going back to green. Tyrell Resner on the apron. I don't know if he has an issue or if he's just running kind of low. I think he's alright. Pablo West is a lap down now, so he is starting on the inside line. So Tyrell Resner got a lap back early on. He is 3 laps down. Pablo West 1 lap down. A lot of cars out of the race. We've had a couple mechanical issues and a lot of crashes. So Matt Riddle out front, Jeremiah Dwayne second, third Hunter Blade, fourth Benjamin Wallace, fifth Salmon Oskin, sixth Ryan Benjamin, seventh is Evan McCollum, eighth is Bruce Zero, ninth is Nancy Pryor, and 10th is the 36th Jacob Britt, 13 to Matt Riddle, green flag back in the air. That 10, Pablo West, really slow on the restart. Make sure he does not mess anybody up on this restart. Look up front here, though. Benjamin Wallace made a huge dive bomb move. The 4200 Blade going to try to take the lead away. He's going to bring Benjamin Wallace with him. Tyrell Resner trying to get a lap back. We might have a long green flag run this time now. 3 wide for the lead here at ISM. Benjamin Wallace on the inside. Hunter Blade the middle. Matt Riddle on the top. Who is going to get into turn number 1 with the advantage? I think it's the 42 of Hunter Blade. Jeremiah Dwayne going to try to work his way into this mix as well. Oh, the 43. I don't know if he just got a bad exit, but he slowed down tremendously. And now he is going to wash up the track. Jeremiah Dwayne right behind him. Hunter Blade out front. Matt Riddle second. The 10 of Pablo West on pit road. I think he might have had an issue. See a lot of damaged cars here. That is the 4 Zach Froden just came off of pit road. My bad, not Pablo West. They have almost identical looking cars. 38 of Axel Zero, the 21 Sarah Rocha involved in crashes. Same with Yale Carrillo. Alejandro Rodriguez having a pretty good run despite his race last week. Back here, Tavis Haken trying to work his way through some of these cars. Look at Logan York on the inside of John Book. That's going to push John up the track. Back here a little further, Alejandro Rodriguez almost hit the 52 Robert Pollard. Carter's racing pretty well back here. Cody Rhodes at 14, trying to make his way past the 17 of Callie Hancock. Had a very wild start to this race. And now it seems like things are maybe calming down, maybe not. Jacob Britt, Bruce Zero racing really close with each other. Go up front here. I think it's pretty much single file. Tyrell Resner in front of the leaders. He is 2 laps down, trying to get another lap back. He was 4 laps down earlier. He is charging to the front. If we get a caution flag, he'll be back. He'll be 1 lap closer to the lead lap. Tyrell did that last week at Daytona. Ended up almost winning the race. He was near the front. So Tyrell trying to hold on. Back here, though, most of these cars single file. Callie Hancock and the 37 of Alexander Rodriguez. Or Alexander Jones, my bad. Racing beside each other. Bruce Zero, Alejandro Rodriguez at 11 right in front of them. Trying to make it 3 wide off of turn number 4. Or 2. This track always confuses me where which turns are located where. Look at that dive bomb move by the 11. 29 laps to go. I think we've seen all the cautions in this race. I think we're just going to see some pretty good green flag race now. Jeremiah Dwayne really high up the track. He is still going to hold on to his position. 48 Ryan Benjamin right behind him, trying to get past him. Ryan and Jeremiah both have had really good runs. Same with that 54 Evan McCollum. 22 Nancy Pryor right behind Sam Oskin. Matt Riddle running second. First place, Hunter Blade. Hunter just got the lead back from Matt. They are trying to catch that 41 of Tyrell Resner. Now, note, none of these drivers have came down pit road yet. So I don't know if we're going to have to pit under green or how that's going to work. I don't know how long they can go. Alejandro Rodriguez at 11, working past Cody Rhodes. Trying to work past him. Cody all the way up near the wall. Alejandro will make that pass without any issues. That 53 of Logan York, he is working his way towards the front. Trying to get past the 54 Evan McCollum. He is in the top 10. He has missed all the crashes today. And he will pass the 54. Look at the 51 Jeremiah Dwayne. Going to try to pass him as well. Ron Benjamin closing in on that 22 of Nancy Pryor. Sam Odoskin running in fourth. His other two drivers are retired from the race. They have not had any luck today. Let's go through the field here. You see the top 10 on the top left of the screen. Now you see 11th through 20th. So if you want to know where your cars are running, now is the chance to look and see. Looks like Matt Riddle catching the 4200 blade. We only have 27 cars left in this race. 13 cars out. We've had a ton of crashes. We just had the big one on the last caution. Matt Riddle trying to get past that 42. Will we have a late race caution and stack everybody up again for another restart? I don't know. Matt Riddle now battling Hunter Blade for the lead. Battle for the lead here. Hunter's going to have the advantage coming off of turn number 2. See how big of a run he gets there. Matt Riddle not quite close enough to him. Oh, Matt going to dive bomb it into turn number 3. Go through the field. You see the 12 of April Pryor. Alex Aves, that 00. Pablo West, they're damaged. The 77 of Steve Pollard. 4 of Zach Cronin involved in that last crash. 20 of Yale Carrillo. The 21 Sarah Rocha. Bruce Zero racing beside Axel Zero. They always find each other on the track, and they are always racing side by side with each other. Axel has a good bit of damage on his car, but he's been able to kind of keep up with most of these drivers. See Callahan getting passed by Tavis Haken. There's that 52 of Robert Pollard. He was involved in a crash earlier. Alexander Jones getting past Jacob Britt. They almost make some contact there. Right in front of them, the 14 of Cody Rhodes. Cody running in 12th. 11th place, John Book. He is trying to get past Alejandro Rodriguez. That's for 10th place. Evan McCollum falling back to 9th after Logan York and Jeremiah Dwayne passed him. Now they're going to pass the 48 Ryan Benjamin. Logan York, Jeremiah Dwayne, they are working their way towards the front late in this race. See Logan getting past the 48. Now the 51 of Jeremiah Dwayne going to get past him. These 3 cars still single file here. Matt Riddle did get past Hunter Blade. And Matt's starting to gap that 42 car. This time by 17 laps to go. .41 of Tyrell Resner still in front of the leaders. He'll be 2 laps down, but unfortunately for him, I don't think he's going to be able to get a caution. Everybody is too far from each other, but these leaders are catching some slower cars. April Pryor, that 12th, she's going to go a lap down here very shortly. These lap cars could play a very big factor in who wins this race, if we have another caution or not. It'll be interesting to see. Where's that 41 going to go? Is he going to be able to get past April? He's going to try to go down low, but he is going to get stuck behind her. Now, there he goes. He's going to get past April. Here comes the 13 of Matt Riddle. I think he's going to make it past her without any issues. Almost made contact with April Pryor. Leader's trying to work lap traffic now. Hunter Blade, that's going to allow him to catch up a little bit. Hunter is not going to have any issue getting by that 12th car. There's another lap car here, the 41, the 00. Both going to go a lap down, possibly. Tyrell trying to hold on to his current position. He does not want to go 3 laps down again. That 00 going to get passed by the 13 of Matt Riddle. 13 is the race leader. Hunter Blade, hopefully, I think he's going to catch him at the right spot as well. Everybody, I think, going to be able to get past these lap cars without any issues. See Sam Oskin and Nancy Pryor battling with each other. Jeremiah Dwayne was able to get past Logan York and Ryan Benjamin. Logan falling back a position. Ryan was able to get past him. These cars back here, they're racing pretty well with each other. But single file all the way back here. See, Bruiser was able to get past Axel here now. Callie Hancock battling with Bruise. "13 of Matt Riddle is the race leader. He's got Hunter Blade right behind him. A rookie leading this race, a veteran right behind him. We had a rookie win last week. Now look at this. Lap traffic going to block the turn here. Tyrell Resner going to go a lap down. The 10 of Pablo West going to go another lap down. The Tyrell's going to go 3 laps down now at ISM. That did hold the 13 of Matt Riddle up a little bit. Can that 42 get past? I think they're going to get past without any issues. Tyrell Resner, though, unfortunately cannot get past that 10. I think he pushed the 10 up the track a little bit. Not too happy with him. So the top 2 now, Matt Riddle. Hunter Blade still first and second. Hunter Blade has caught Matt Riddle. Can he get past him before the race ends? Have to see what the gap is. It was .29 from first to second, and now it's .40. I think Matt has the better car right now. See a 77 Robert Pollard by himself, the 4 of Zach Cronin by himself as well. These cars back here racing with each other. Tavis Haken trying to work his way past Jacob Britt. That's a 95 and a 36. Look at here. 14 Cody Rhodes blocking the 52 Robert Pollard. I thought Robert was going to spin him out in turn number 4. He'll work his way past Cody Rhodes. Alexander Jones trying to get past that 00 car. John Book, Alejandro Rodriguez. Now this is 10th place on to the lead. Alejandro, that 11, 10th place. He had issues last week at Daytona. He's having a nice run. Look at that 51, Jeremiah Dwayne. Trying to take 5th place away from Sam Oskin. He led earlier in this race. He does have damage to the right side of his car. I believe he hit the wall earlier in this race. He wasn't in a crash that I know of. That 2, Sam Oskin trying to fight back on the outside. I think Sam might have brushed the wall on corner exit. Jeremiah going to take 5th place away from Sam Oskin. 4th place is at 22, Nancy Pryor. In front of her, the 43 of Benjamin Wallace. Benjamin had suspension issues last week at Daytona, retired from the race. So this race is definitely going to help him out if he finishes where he's at. Tyrell Resner got past that 42 of Hunter Blade. And now it's about a second gap from first to second. A little over a second now. I don't think we're going to see a caution. If we do, we're only going to have about 1 or 2 laps to go. Matt Riddle, the race leader, he has led the last 20 or 30 laps. Well, we have 2 rookies in a row win in the Cup Series. We had a rookie win last week as well in the Truck Series. Tim Hoffman ended up winning the Clash last week at Daytona. He is the only Cup regular that has won a race so far, but that was a non-points race. So Matt Riddle, 13, is the race leader. They're catching the 77. Everybody else still pretty much single file. We don't really have anybody left after the, what was that, the first 5 cautions, including the big one. 54, Evan McCollum getting past the 48, Ryan Benjamin, trying to get past Jeremiah Dwayner, battling back here. This is for about 6th, 7th place. Logan York was able to work his way into 5th. Here comes that 54, Evan McCollum. Very fast car today. He has been up near the front all race long. Started 3rd. He has led, well, he led the first lap, actually. Look at Jeremiah Dwayne trying to work his way past Sam Oskin. They are battling really hard. Ryan Benjamin going to get past both of them. Alejandro Rodriguez in 10th place, trying to work his way up as well. Oh, 2 of Sam Oskin hit the wall. Almost hit the 51. Ryan Benjamin in the back of the 54. They're racing really hard back here. This is probably the biggest battle on the track. Meanwhile, that 13 Matt Riddle up front, he has almost a 3-second lead over Hunter Blade. He is going to get the white flag this time by. Go up front, you see Matt Riddle is the race leader. White flag in the air. He has nobody behind him that can contend for the win. 2.5-second lead. Thought I heard a car hit the wall. Maybe not. Back here, you got a lot of racing still. Alejandro Rodriguez trying to get past Jeremiah Dwayne. Ryan Benjamin working his way up. Same with the 54, Evan McCollum. But up front, it is the 13 of Matt Riddle. Out of turn number 4. Matt Riddle will win the second race of the All-Star Offline Racing season. And you see back here, these cars, they've raced really close until the very end. Sam Oskin would fall all the way back to 10th. So Matt Riddle, the 13, winning here at ISM. 2 rookie winners in a row. You see Matt Riddle, Hunter Blade, Benjamin Wallace, Nancy Pryor, Logan York, the top 5. 6th place, Evan McCollum, Ryan Benjamin, 7th. 8th, Alejandro Rodriguez. 9th, Jeremiah Dwayne. 10th, Sam Oskin. And then 11th place, Alexander Jones. 12th, Robert Pollard. 13th, John Book. 14th, Cody Rhodes. 15th, Tavis Haken. 16th, Jacob Britt. 17th, Bruce Zero. 18th, Callie Hancock. 19th, Yale Carrillo. 20th, Axel Zero. 21st is Sarah Rocha. 23rd, Steve Pollard. That's 22nd. 23rd, Alex Aves. 24th, Zach Cronin. 25th, April Pryor. 26th, Pablo West. 27th, Tyrell Resner. And then out of the race, a long list of drivers. Lindsay Hancock, my bad. 19, Dylan Abrahaman. Laura Lee Wiebe, Austin Johnson, Damian Singletary, Muhammad Abdullah. They were all involved in that huge crash. Skylar Rocha was involved as well. You have Stephen Pollard III. Tim Hoffman, 2 weeks in a row, he has had fuel line issues. That team has to work on that. They are lacking in equipment this season. Ron Jackson out of the race. Logan Gentry. Bean Wiebe, engine expired early on, and Brendan Hancock involved in the lap 2 crash. So that is your finishing order. Let me go ahead and save the results. All right. So before we go ahead and show you guys the points. There's that. You see Brendan Hancock started 9th, finishes 40th. He lost 31 positions. I actually have to do something real quick. Let me see here. Hold on 1 second. Want to see if I can take a screenshot of that to post on the website. If you are not a member of the website, look in the link on the highlight video that I'll be posting later on. You can go ahead and make an account there, get up-to-date information on that website. It's a pretty cool little website, but we will be using that a little bit more than what we have been. Oh, geez. Well, the NASCAR 2003 game just kind of closed on me, which sucks. In the meantime, let's go ahead and look at, let's see, we have to import the results. Let's see, ISM race number 2 for the Cup Series. See, Matt Riddle led the most laps with 40 laps. So after race number 2, who is the points leader? Is it the 13 of Matt Riddle? It is. Matt Riddle is the points leader. Nancy Pryor second, Alejandro Rodriguez third, fourth Cody Rhodes, fifth Samet Oskin. Samet starting off his season like he did last season. A lot of points gains and loses. Hunter Blade with his second place finish, he gained 20 positions. He is up to 8th. The Daytona 500 winner will lose 12th positions. He is in 13th. So here are your standings. This is the top 38. We'll show you the bottom 2 as well then. So 2 races, 2 different winners, 2 pole winners as well. Hunter Blade. Or actually, hold on. Who was the pole winner? Oh, yeah. It was one of Laura Lee Wiebe, who was the pole winner today. Evan McCollum got the lead, though, on lap number 1. So Matt Riddle, the points leader, by 2 points over Nancy Pryor. Nancy had a pretty good finish last week at Daytona. Alejandro Rodriguez, somehow 3rd. He didn't have that great of a start to the season last week at Daytona, but he did finish in the top 10. Cody Rhodes, Samet Oskin, let's see, Pablo West, he actually is up to 7th. He was in the race still. Involved in a wreck, though. John Book, 10th. Jeremiah Dwayne up to 11th. Up to 12th place, Ryan Benjamin. We told you Muhammad Abdullah fell back 12 positions. Logan York up 11 positions. He is in 14th. Callie Hancock, 15th. Sarah Rocha, Skylar Rocha running 16th and 17th. Not a good start to their season. That is the points winner from last season. And then you see Skylar, he's had a top 5 and a DNF so far. Evan McCollum, a pretty good run for him. Really bad race last week at Daytona, so this moves him up in 18th in the points. Benjamin Wallace, 19th. He'll gain 18 positions. You see 20th is Yo Carrillo. Unfortunate for Bean Wiebe and Tim Hoffman. Bean had his first DNF this race. Tim, 2 DNFs in a row. So, unfortunate. Tim's only run 79 laps altogether. So he's only run about half the laps. Tim Hoffman hoping that he can change his luck around. See Stephen Pollard, runner-up in the points last season. 38th position right now. Ron Jackson's further back here as well. Logan Gentry, Brendan Hancock. A lot of drivers starting their season off really bad. So it was a very interesting race. I didn't think we were going to see that many cautions early on. 5 cautions altogether. what a race at ISM. And that is going to conclude this race. Race number 2. Atlanta is next week. We have both the trucks and the Cup Series. Now next week, I'll have it on the website. We might be running that on Wednesday at the normal time that we ran the Daytona 500. So stay tuned for that, but I will post it on the website. The highlight video from this race will be posted earlier, so you can see what all happened. You can see all the drama that started the race off. A crazy race at ISM. We didn't see a crazy race last week at Daytona, but today that makes up for it. 5 cautions. Next week at Atlanta, that should be a fun track. I've been testing that one. A lot of good racing. So we will see what happens then. Race number 2 for the Cup Series in the books, though. Until next time, we will see you later. Have a great day, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed the race, and hopefully you enjoy the highlight video that will be posted later.